President Biden will visit FEMA headquarters in Washington today. He'll receive a briefing on the storm's impact, along with the ongoing federal response efforts. The White House confirmed yesterday that President Biden, quote, made separate calls to the mayors of Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Sarasota, and the chair of Charlotte County, Florida, to let them know that their communities have the full force of the federal government behind them. During an event yesterday, President Biden warned of the storm's danger and also warned oil and gasoline companies against trying to take advantage of the situation.
The storm is incredibly dangerous, to state the obvious. It's life-threatening. You should obey all warnings and directions from emergency officials. Don't take anything for granted. Use their judgment, not yours. Evacuate when ordered. Be prepared. The storm warnings are real. The evacuation notices are real. The danger is real. And when the storm passes, the federal government's going to be there to help you recover. And if you forgive me, I want to add one more warning. That's warning to the oil and gas industry executives. Do not, let me repeat, do not use this as an excuse to raise gasoline prices or gouge the American people.
Joining us now, the mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida, Mayor Ken Welch. He spoke with President Biden as the storm was bearing down. We'll talk about that in a moment, Mr. Mayor. But first of all, tell us how your city's doing. How high were the winds? How much water did you get? Fatalities, injuries? What do you know?
Good morning, Mika. We were spared in Pinellas County. As you know, a couple of days ago, we were the target of this hurricane, and we were expecting storm surge from 10 to 15 feet and 10 to 15 inches of rain, which would have been overwhelming. I think what this storm showed us, again, is that these storms are very powerful, but also the track was actually accurate if you looked at the entire potential track and not just the single point of the forecast. And these storms are known to take a turn, as Charlie did back in 2004. That's exactly what happened here. So we were spared. We've got about 190,000 power outages, and our focus at about 7:20 at sunrise is to get our teams out for a first push to clear our roadways and allow Duke Energy to come in and start restoring power. But certainly to our neighbors in Lee County and Charlotte, they bore the brunt of this storm.
Yeah, what are you hearing in terms of how bad that was, the brunt of this storm? And in terms of your conversation with President Biden, water damage, getting the power back online, do you have what you need?
We were very reassured to hear from the president back on Tuesday, along with FEMA Secretary Criswell, and they just reassured us that they had the assets on standby, and basically anything we needed, they were there to support us. And the good thing, Mika, and I watch the show every day, we saw something that I think we should see all the time, and that was folks from both sides of the aisle, whether it was Governor DeSantis or Charlie Crist, all calling, saying that they supported us and they were ready to do that. That's the way that we should work all the time in our government, and it was good to see that happen this time. But, we were, the other big thing is that the infrastructure bill has dollars in it that we need to shore up our infrastructure. No water system in the state of Florida could withstand 10 feet of storm surge, and we would have had to shut down some of our systems if that storm had hit us directly. And so this really shows us what we need to do to be resilient moving forward with the strength of these storms.
Mayor Welch, good morning. Amen to your comments about bipartisanship there. It's nice to see once in a while. And I'm glad to hear that you were spared the worst of this storm, that your city was. Hopefully there's no major damage or fatalities there. But to your larger point there at the end, as the mayor of a city, a coastal city like St. Petersburg in Florida, who knows that there are going to be bigger and more ferocious storms coming in the years and decades ahead, what kind of long-term thinking, what kind of preparation do you have to undertake as the mayor?
Well, we've got the research and the data, Willie, and now it's time to put that into action. St. Pete has an integrated sustainability action plan that shows the investments we need to make to be resilient, but also needs to impact our planning, where we build, how we build going forward. Climate change is a reality, and St. Petersburg and Pinellas County is a peninsula within a peninsula, one of the most vulnerable areas in the nation for sea level rise. And so we've got to put that information into our planning, into our capital spending going forward, or we will just set ourselves up for failure going forward as we face these kind of storms.
Mr. Mayor, good morning. I just wanted, you touched on climate change there. I was hoping you could detail a little bit how you've seen things change in your city over the decades. Are the storms getting worse? Are the seas rising higher? Tell us the impact of climate change and how concerned you are for the future.
We're seeing flooding just from a normal thunderstorm in parts of the city and county that we've never seen before. And so that blue sky event is becoming the norm in our city and all across the state of Florida. On the East Coast, Miami has had that saltwater intrusion happening for some time now. So our climate is changing. I think we've gotten past that argument of whether that's happening or not, and now we need to really apply those smart planning concepts going forward and not set ourselves up for continued impacts from saltwater intrusion, from storms of this type that bring record levels of water inland. And our systems are old infrastructure systems that haven't been kept up. Now's the time to make that investment going forward. We see the impact of climate change in Florida and throughout the nation.
All right, Mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida, Ken Welch, thank you so much for joining us this morning.